Today we're looking at a very nostalgic Remus Playkit. For anyone below about 40, or under 40, you probably don't know Remus. So Remus Playkits were a range of pocket money priced toys, or they weren't, some of them were toys, most of them were craft projects. They were always something to do to sort of occupy a child's time. They were brilliant. They usually came on a carousel. I suppose the Americans would probably call them rack toys, but they were all made by the same company, so they'd all be marketed. You get like a spinning carousel filled with Remus Playkits, and they did things like jigsaw puzzles, but they'd always have a little bit of something different about them. So like I remember they did a Treasure Island and Black Beauty jigsaw puzzle, but all the characters, all the figures you could take out as the jigsaw piece, and they were stand-up figures, so you could like play games with them. They did licensed Letraset kits. They did licensed Airfix kits, so you could get an Airfix Spitfire for not a few pence, like about 79p. Letraset sets, very collectible now. Press out model kits. They did like puppet kits, dress up doll kits, sort of create faces, sort of like a police lineup kit. It's just amazing stuff. I used to love them as a child. I usually spent most of my pocket money on them. They were always value for money, so your parents knew that you were getting something that was borderline educational, but at least would be something you would use your time on. Usually very throwawayable. The reason these sets are so rare, not just this Doctor Who one, but any of the Remus stuff, is because kids would make them up, and once made up, they're useless. You just chuck them away. They were basically ways to occupy your time as a child, keep you out your parents' hair. And then this one they did as a licensed Doctor Who item, and this was I think around 78, 79, yep, so 1979. Tom Baker, obviously at the height of his time as Doctor Who, very popular. I say the height, he was probably just on the way out, but it was a very 79 season, very popular. Doctor Who was like the biggest it's ever been, really, other than I suppose when Tennant was a Doctor. Everyone knew Doctor Who, and this was this is sort of reminds me of the old Weetabix cards as well. And it's great artwork. Don't know who drew it. And this is the Doctor Who 3D clay picture, and it's an incredibly simple idea, but I remember I bought this one about 8 or 9 times. I would buy it over and over again because I loved it. Didn't keep any of them, wish I had. Worth silly money now. So basically you can see you got a picture on the front, a clay picture. There'd always be a little picture of a kid having great fun with this set. Sides, Doctor Who 3D picture, so I'll look at the back. So you got Tom Baker's face, which will become apparent what you do with that later. So Doctor Who. The other thing with these, the instructions for all of them were always on the back, so when you bought them, even without opening them, you knew what you were getting into. You know, you knew exactly what play value there would be, what time it would occupy for you. So this one has got the instructions how to make your Doctor Who 3D clay picture. Position the clear plastic moulding over the background picture to determine which colour clay should be used in the recessed areas. Carefully cut out Doctor Who's head. There he is, glad someone didn't do it. And press into the correct recess. And it shows you how to do it. So you got a plastic sheet, you got some knockoff plasticine, you'd push it into the mould, fill the picture, and then stick it to the background. When you've filled all the recessed areas, place the plastic moulding over the background picture and attach as shown using a small piece of sellotape. And then that was it, you had your picture, you had a 3D clay picture. Contents: Doctor Who background scene, 3D clear plastic moulding, 4 strips of coloured clay, not plasticine, and modelling knife. Look out for the range. And this was the sort of the spokesperson for Remus Playkits. I don't know who he was. He looks like a professor type, bit of a brainy fella. P.O. Box, Plymouth. So should we get the stuff out and have a look? Okay, so what you got is 4 strips of plasticine, which I haven't got for obvious reasons in a second because they've been used. A plastic knife, very, very sharp for a kid's knife. Imagine a lot of these went missing. You get a cardboard scene, very glossy card, almost like a playmat, with a Doctor Who scene on it, so it's a nice, very Weetabixy. In fact, I wonder if it is the same. There was a Weetabix one like that. I have to get my Weetabix cards out and have a look. Police box, totally inaccurate of course, but everything was back then. He's on a little scene, and then there's the villainous Dalek, which looks like Terry Nation's Red Top Dalek, which was of course a mixed up prop. And he's shooting, and you've got Doctor Who meets the Daleks, copyright 1979, and that's just a piece of laminated card, quite nicely done, quite thick. And then the other bit you got, other than the plasticine, was this, which was a vac molded plastic sheet, and it had recesses, you see, so certain parts of the picture were raised and you filled them with your plasticine. Now I wish you had smell-o-vision, because this old plasticine, oh, it is so nostalgic. Warmish smell, it's gone off a bit, the oils come out of it. What's interesting is you've still got people's fingerprints, so the kid who did this, because it wasn't my original one, I've only got this replacement one recently, they're quite rare, these. You can see all the fingerprints, so some poor young kid, forever done. So this is where you was meant to put the cut out head, but they didn't do it, which I'm glad, because the head's there, you don't need to cut it out and stick it on. The blue's gone a bit green. He's done a good choice, whoever it is. I think he's done a good colour choice. So what you do is filler it so that you've got these blocks of colour. He's done so I think the kid that did this did a good job. I mean, it's not quite up to the edges, but it's pretty nice. And I wouldn't mess with it now. I wouldn't try and get the plasticine out. I suppose you could and try and clean it and get some more plasticine and claim it's a mint set, but... And then what happened is you stuck this over the picture and it gives you a 3D effect. Not amazing, to be honest. Just line it up, but interesting. And this was what amused us as kids. It's not quite up there with a, you know, a computer console or anything, but this would keep us happy for hours. Plugging the plasticine in, then getting bored, pulling it out, making something with it. But yeah, I bought this many times over. Absolutely loved it. And the other one I really loved was there was one you can make different cars. So you got sheets of, I think it was paper, well, I don't think it was sticky plastic, but paper cars, and you'd cut the bits in half and you can make new cars with them. Amazing. But you never see it, never see this stuff. So I'm glad I got this one. It just brings back so many memories. It's a totally useless bit of ephemera, and when you think about it, it's a terrible toy really, but kids loved it, I loved it. If you've got any Remus Playkits or you remember them, let me know in the comments. Which was your favourite? Do you even remember them? Somewhere I'm hoping there's a warehouse filled with boxes of Remus stuff. I'll bring them back. Kids need pocket money stuff. And it was all stuff you could trust. It was safe. You know, you weren't going to buy it and it would be just tat. It was, you at least knew you got some entertainment value out of it. If you want to see more of this sort of old toys, let me know, and I'll have a look, see what I got. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can. Check out my Doctor Who playlist. I've got tons of Doctor Who stuff on it. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks then. Bye. Yep, they totally ripped off. I want to say Bernard Archer, I think, did them. But they totally ripped off his draw in there for that. Change the scarf position, but look at the hand. Ah, oh, Remus. I wonder if that's why we've got this Dalek. Because there was a card with the red Dalek on. Let's have a look. We could have worked out that they cheated on all of this. Okay, so there was the red top Dalek. So they've got the colour scheme from that. They haven't actually used that picture. They've used that one. So there he is. There he is. So yeah, I think this was done in someone's lunch hour. Thanks for watching.